Just starting up here, I wanted to show you something that I don't think is given enough credit for how useful it is. It's a feature that they added with little fanfare and little explanation, and I suspect there's people that have never even seen it nor have any idea how useful it is. It's to do with crafting and the tree of recipes that are the central crafting objects in the game, namely the stasis device and the fusion inducer. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Fusion inducer, FI. These are around 15 million credits each when you sell them. They're some of the more profitable objects. There's only two or three objects more valuable than these. But in any case, I've got a setup here. If I can find the right place. Set up in this hauler that's ideal for crafting these things as far as I understand it. I need to clean it up a bit. Let's see, what else? This. Ah, darn. Okay, I'm just making it a little easier to see what's happening. Oh, that's doesn't even belong here. That doesn't belong here. That doesn't belong here. That doesn't belong here. That doesn't belong here. This. Ah, blew it again. Okay, I think that's the basic. So here's your fusion igniter, fusion inducer I called it, fusion igniter, and your stasis device. The fusion igniter is made from three components: portable reactor, quantum processor, and geodesite. And those are on the next row here, just above it. Quantum processor, portable reactor, and geodesite. The quantum processor is made from two things: circuit boards and superconductors. We got superconductors and superboards just above it. This is made from liquid explosive and fusion accelerant right above it. This is made from three things: Herox, dirty bronze, and lemium. That's the three things that are just above it here. So then you get semiconductor rich carbon above it, heat capacitor and polyfiber above it, organic catalyst and nitrogen salt above it, acid and unstable gel. Okay? So the unstable gel is made from cactus flesh, which is in a vault at present. Okay? Mordite and fungal mold to make acid is extracted from vaults and also from the main backpack. Here we have organic catalyst and nitrogen salt. Nitrogen salt is simple. Nitrogen condensed carbon. Thunder. We might have a power fluctuation here to take me out. So if I disappear for a while, that'll be why. Um, this is a simple one. We got heat capacitor from selenium and frost crystal. We got polyfiber from cactus flesh and star bulb. We have, yeah, this here is the tricky one. I skipped over it. Nitrogen and condensed carbon is normal, but this is thermic condensate and enriched carbon. And they're not above it. They're not basic basic raw materials. They are in fact over here, enriched carbon, and here's thermic condensate. Similarly, semiconductor, thermic condensate over there, and nitrogen salt, which is here. So these three, nitrogen salt, enriched carbon, and thermic condensate, are each used two times by two of the other columns. And these are two components from other columns for each of those three. The ones in between are normal. They come from Facium gamma. This is the tree for the stasis device, which works off hot ice, enriched carbon, and nitrogen salt. That fills in the trio. The quantum processor is used for both of these. And this is quantum processor, cryogenic chamber right there, and iridescite right here. Iridescite is made from these three, similar to the geodesite. And it's all very, very, I pressed the wrong button. By rights, these should probably be like this, but since the pop-up windows occur to the right of them, I moved them a little bit over so they wouldn't cover up the recipe so bad. So, wrong button again. Now, you see, okay, the trick is here. If you click on an open space, craft, fusion device, we could build it, we could pin this recipe in case we're looking for components, or we can view craft steps. Now it's the view craft steps that I'm actually interested in here. People don't even try it because they don't understand what it does. If I press square, I get this crafting tree with the fusion igniter at the top that I selected to produce, with the components below it, and the components of those things below it, all the way down to the basic components: sulfurine, condensed carbon, nitrogen, radon, pyrite, pure ferrite, ammonia, right? Four levels, 5 levels here to get down to this, right? So if we start producing this, we can just build it with the X key. We've got one of them at the moment. If we I pressed, what did I press there? Okay, we'll try it again. Craft product, view craft steps. It doesn't show it, but I think the square key works as an add one here. No, it doesn't. Another thunder. So I thought there was a quick way to do stuff, but not as quick as pressing square key here. It just sucks parts until you run out, right? So now, if we look at the craft tree, it's got this one highlighted that you can build it from these. So we build it. Ah, it builds it without going away from it. Right. And we can build more actually with the X key. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That goes there. 9 of them. 10 takes the last one of the 2 source products. So we can, like if we've forgotten what we need there, we can just go to craft product, this again. Oh. Craft product, view craft steps. Now it shows us that we need more of these. There, we made one. We can make more. But we can make these too. Build. Build. And it just click on build and it makes them such that now if our objective was to build a fusion igniter, if we build it, it'll say, okay, you're finished. But anything else you build just adds to the stack. Insufficient resources. Ah, we can build this and this. And then we have stuff for this. I don't know why it doesn't light them up properly. I thought they fixed that so that you could tell which ones you needed. Moose and Fargo Fishing Gold Eye. Fargo, welcome. I'm trying to figure this out again. I thought it was better than it is. But as long as you don't produce the top one, you can produce just about anything here that you have the parts for. Get rid of that red message. Those red messages don't go away properly for you. There. Now, if we produce more fusion igniters, we go to View Craft Steps. Now, if we want, we could start right at the bottom, produce one of each. Locate substance. Okay, yeah, locate substance. Sulfurine, you can't make it from other stuff. It's a basic supply, right? A basic raw material. So it says locate substance. It'll allow you to hunt it down on different planets and stuff like that. But we can build thermic condensate from sulfurine and condensed carbon. We can build it right here with the X key. 1, 2, 3. We can build this stuff here from locate substance. We've actually got substances shown by the green check marks here. So we can build it right here. X key, X key, X key, 3 parts. We can build this now because we just built the 2 below. And this one, ran out of nitrogen salt. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, it lights up the ones that you've run out of. Other than the top layer, it lights them up when you have them. So weird. So as soon as you produce the one, though, of the top item, then that's all you get. And it won't necessarily put them where you want either. It likes to put them... I'm going to move these to get them out of the way. This one... Okay, I've got an excess of those as well. Now, I've got quantum processor in the wrong box. See, it's the two systems are conflicting a little bit. The craft product view craft steps tends to put them where the game decides, the box that the game decides to put them in, as opposed to it's flashing, meaning I need some of that portable reactor. So just using the X key, you could build multiple. When you run out, it'll start flashing that you've run out. Okay, I run out of liquid explosive, so make some of that. Run out of acid, make some of that first. Those basic resources, I've been collecting them from my farms and whatnot in anticipation of this. But yeah, if you don't know what the basic components you need are, you can just run across the bottom squares here. The squares that don't have other sources means that you have to find them, collect them, or grow them yourself. $60 is ish here. Oh, the temperature, yeah, okay. Frost crystal. So yeah, anything that says locate substance, you'll have to collect some other way, grow it on a farm, or find a mine for see, stuff like sulfurine, you have to mine it. You can't actually grow it. Condensed carbon, tricky to even find sometimes. You can harvest it off red crystals on planets, but that's like the slow way. I've got a condensed carbon factory actually that produces lots of it. It's still tedious to collect it all. You have to collect it 50 units at a time. Nitrogen is a mine. You mine it from hotspots. You could also find other sources, but the hotspots is where you get the mass quantities. Radon is like other gases, sulfurine and nitrogen. Over here you got pyrite, which is the mineral that goes with pyrite goes with selenium, the on hot planets, I believe. Or no, that's phosphorus. Pyrite is on dry planets. Then with cactus. You can mine it as well. You can find mineral hotspots of pyrite. Pure ferrite, you can mine. Ammonia, you can mine. All these, basically all these with the yellow background like this are minerals that you mine. Ionized cobalt is not a mineral you mine. In fact, that's a tricky one. You have to refine it, I think, from regular cobalt. There might be some multiplier refinery recipes that, I don't know, you add oxygen or carbon or something to it to make more. I forget. But you don't need a lot of that ionized cobalt for this tree anyway, not like some of it. Let's see, 50 ionized cobalt. I think that's just about the only one. Oxygen? Oxygen and cobalt to make ionized cobalt, or oxygen and ionized cobalt to make even more ionized cobalt. I think you're right there, Moose. I agree. So yeah, this can be easier than like I'm sort of used to the way I've set up this hauler to produce stuff. It works pretty well for me, but if you're just starting out on trying to produce this stuff, it's probably easier to go from this screen here. You click on an empty square, you go to this and click the square button on PlayStation. There's some other one. View the crafting tree. And you can actually build all the stuff from here. If you're missing something, it'll highlight it and show you the steps. And you can actually perform the steps right here if you have the base supplies, the basic supplies. Or once you have the basic supplies. So that's the crafting trees. It's an upside down tree, of course. Binary or tree representation in computer science can be almost any direction for the root. The root is at the top in this case. Or you could view it as the roots of the tree that funnel upward to the trunk. Either way, it's they call it a tree, a tree graph. And yeah, I've got the canopy in the background of the interior of my ship. I don't know, something is shooting at me or something? I don't know what's happening outside. It's awful noisy. There were some pink paths there, but they disappeared rather quickly. Oh, they're over by that ship. That's my ship. Huh. Why am I flashing red? It's like I'm under attack, but I don't see any attackers, and they're not shooting at me. Well, let's see if I can land. No, I can't land. It's a fight on. Okay, let's see if I can find these guys. Did it stop the alarm? Where'd my freighter go? No, it's still flashing red. I don't know what's happening. I'm not in exactly the most capable fighting ship. Okay, let's go in the space anomaly, see if that calms down the fight mode. See if it'll cancel the alarm. Usually when I get into a space anomaly instance, it'll claim I escaped the fight. Make a save file here. Switch ships maybe? Seems like a good idea. Sure, I'll just go to my living ship. It's 11 o'clock pill time, is it? Let's check that alarm anyways. Is it gonna let me get in the ship? Yeah. This is another bug. Similar to the security bug at the entrance. Getting in your ship can be really slow sometimes. Okay, so what have we got here? My capital ship, is it still flashing red? Seems to be. Well, what else could I do? Go to another star system? Okay, let's try the teleporter here. Go to one of my other bases or something. Select. Boy, is it ever slow. Something's going on. My bases. Where's a good place? Mushroom farm. I need to get some more mushrooms anyway. Yeah, weather-wise, we had a pretty nice day here in Calgary, but there's been a few thunder reports since I started the stream. So we're getting a bit of rain, I guess. Haven't been outside in a while to see. Don't have a good window for noticing weather here. So, can we just call the freighter? Collect some mushrooms while I'm here after I do the autosaves. Just a few mushrooms out here to collect. And then I go inside and get the real supplies. Wrong. There. Then the miscellaneous room at the end. And then more mushrooms. Fungus. And also some ammonia. Now I called the freighter here, so we'll just go up there and continue. Does a quick transfer, which is nice. That's working well. We'll make a fresh save up here, why not? Looks like our frigates are back. Now, it's nice and quiet out there anyways. Not like it was. Yeah, even with that window open, I got a lot of empty landing pads for visitors. And there's my ship, my current ship. So, should I go back to the, I think, yeah, I'll get the big hauler back and sell the excess. I don't really need the money. I was just exploring that. I thought it was better than it is. It's a little bit clumsy still, that crafting tree, but once you get used to it, it probably works quite well. I'm not quite used to it, as I say. I've been using my other system since before the tree was added to the game. And yeah, it does take a while to collect all the components necessary for those. These frigate missions actually have a lot of supplies for that crafting tree as well. If you don't just sell them all immediately, you can get a lot of credits, money units, whatever they call them, units for. Uh, my system works well enough. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it helps if you have a cheat sheet. I found actually a screen grab that or not a screen grab, a chart that someone made up that looked a lot like the Hello Games crafting tree, but they had more detail in it. They had written on uh, it was like a screen, like a screen capture, but they had edited it. And they had the quantities of everything that you needed all on one screen summary, which was really nice. I forget, unfortunately, I forget the name of the player that made it, but I used that to help me set up some of the crafting stuff. Okay, so is that all of them? I think that's all. And if you have this ship as your current ship, when you get those frigates, when you debrief the frigates, it'll actually put the stuff in the correct ship for you. It won't put them in the correct stack because most of these stacks are full. But it just creates a new stack beside it in the same ship for, minimal resorting when you're done. And if you got partial stacks, it'll fill them up. If there had been any circuit boards, it would have put them in this stack automatically for me and not dump them all in your backpack. The stuff that it doesn't know where to put, it puts in the backpack. Unfortunately, it doesn't know how to fill the vaults automatically all the time. I still need more of those mushrooms. I'm a bit low on the frostwort and more condensed carbon wouldn't hurt, although I got plenty there really. Then a little bit of overflow on these three. But that's the basic crops, the 6 crops across here, and condensed carbon added to it. And above the 6 crops is the minerals that go with it, localized earth element, that when you're planting these crops, you need a little bit of this mineral as like a fertilizer to go with it to make them make live plants that'll grow. And you find the mineral on the same planets that you find the plants together. So remember I was looking at pyrite there. It does go with the cactus flesh on dry planets, as opposed to hot planets where you get selenium and phosphorus, or radioactive planets you get gamma root and uranium and so on. Toxic. So radioactive, toxic, dry, cold, hot, and lush. The lush planets for some reason, paraffinium, a made-up thing. There is such a thing as paraffin, spelt differently, I think. But it's just, it's not a mineral. It's a waxy uh, uh, petroleum byproduct. Kind of a mineral, but so yeah, you can make candles out of paraffin, but paraffinium, I don't know, it's a different stuff. So that's what I wanted to talk about here anyway, and explore a little bit on my own as well, was those crafting things. So if we go like so, this thing here, craft fusion igniter, item assembly steps. I think that's just a label, not actually a button that does anything. It acts like a button, but the border gets highlighted a little bit when I hover over it, but there's no pressing it. You click on these things to do stuff. So if you pin it, well, let's say we pin this thing in the middle of the chart. Paraffinium liquidum? Where do you get the liquidum from? Did you just make that up? Craft circuit board, assemble components, use X to craft an empty inventory slot. So they don't tell you here. Oh, up here is where the component you have to find. Heat capacitor and polyfiber. You didn't just make it up. Paraffinium, some beauty products. Oh, they don't want you to say that you're just putting crude oil on your face. They renamed it to paraffinium liquidum. It's probably a proprietary name for maybe paraffin, it may be some other waxy thing that is in makeup. And paraffinum is not paraffinium. They're different things, right? Mineral oil? Let's see, I'm pretty sure it's spelled different, right? Where'd it go? Cobalt. Paraffin, there's an extra I there, you see. It's paraffinium, not paraffinum. But other than that, it's closer than just paraffin, yeah. So I think Hello Games was unaware of the beauty product when they named it. They made up the name independently. I'm pretty sure, anyway. Why is... Oh, that's what I highlighted. Heat capacitor, cactus flesh, and star bulb. So yeah, you make... if you're like alternating between these two is one thing I do, right? 15,600,000 units each. So I make a stack of these, and then I make a stack of these, usually a stack of 9, leave one behind to hold the place. And it means you're making twice as many quantum processors, and the stuff in these 2 rows craft one more. The stuff in these 2 columns, I mean, you make twice as much as you make of the other stuff. The other stuff is basically 1 for 1. Well, it can be 2 or 3 objects above, but it's just 1 object. Well, and then, yeah, the raw objects, you need 600 fungal mold to craft acid. You can need a lot of the base products, but then it's just 1 each of these, other than the glass and lubricant for the living glass, where you need tons of it. Like you need 5 glass to make 1 living glass. It's a special case as well. So you're clicking on this 50 times, or 45 times, each time you want another stack of 9. This is only 1, but it stacks up to 40. You could just do it 10 at a time like the other things, but it's weird anyway. The glass is kind of annoying. That's why I tend to prefer the fusion igniter. You don't need 5 times as much glass. You don't need 5 times as much stuff in general. But other than that, it works okay. Yeah, we've got some of it in the freighter inventory, so we can sell the freighter. We don't need indium, we don't need nip. Chest of polished sunstones, why am I carrying that around? I don't need sponge grass. Here's the 11 fusion igniters, 179 million. So it's 1/40th of the credit limit of 4.2 billion. So you can stack them up pretty quickly anyway. Bromide salt, cadmium, ferrite dust. This is some of the stuff that came from the frigates, including, yeah, frigate modules. Oh, a spawning sack. Couple spawning sacks. Been weeks since I got a spawning sack. That's the slots, the holds for the living ship. Spawning sacks. You get them from frigate missions where you send the organic frigates out on the missions, and they come back with these, and also the other ones there, the modules, upgrade modules. So 60. Oh, okay, yeah. Now, 3 of these go there. These are from the actual living ship quest itself, I believe. some extra components I have laying around. They look like these, but they're not the same. Pulsating core and seeds of glass. And yeah, these are from Chloroplast membrane implant, neural shielding implant, wormhole brain implant. I think those are parts for building your living ship too. When you're getting your first one, or possibly you need them for subsequent ones as well. I don't remember for sure. So we got some more stuff to sell off here, I think. Quad servo goes in here. And this is a salvage frigate. I thought it, it was a salvage frigate. I don't need that. I've got 3 stacks of them already. I thought it was one of these, cargo bulkhead, or one of these storage augment that you also get from frigates, or I forgot the term. The freighters, the haunted freighters. Oh well, something freighters can give you some of that stuff too. Anyway, derelict, yeah. Close. Got it on the second try. So, sell freighter. Nav data. Don't need salvage frigate module. Don't need mordite. Don't need this repair kit, I believe. Not sure. Maybe I can save that. Not sure why there's only one, basically. Yeah, just one here. Defense shit. Repair kit. There we go. Put it in there. So I think, yeah, I need to go take my pills, and Moose will be starting in 25 minutes or so. He may be driving home already. And Lee Kramer, welcome to the stream. I think I'm just about to shut down here, I'm afraid. You could go back and watch the rest of the stream about crafting valuable objects. The different ways that you can do it if you want. Yeah, it's just 55 minutes, so that'll cut into Moose's stream a bit, but you could probably fast forward over parts of it. So Carrie Bowes also welcome, but I'm afraid I'm shutting down here, so I don't think there's anything else for me to say right now. Thanks for dropping in, all of you, and I'll see you again sometime.